Broham, broskis, have you read this Yu-Gi-Oh card? Doodle Beast Tyranno allows you to tribute summon it by tributing one dinosaur monster on your side of the field.
I sleep.
Tyranno has a quick effect that allows you to tribute a dinosaur monster on your side of the field to summon it during either player's turn. So when this card is normal summon, you can destroy one monster on the field. Then if you tribute summon it using a Doodle Beast monster, it gains half of its attack. When I first looked at this card, I was like, it's trash. This card isn't good. Why did they even make this card?
And then my brain started working.
Doodle Beast Tyranno is a level 8 Earth dinosaur monster that allows us to destroy an opponent's monster on our opponent's turn. Paired with cards like Doodle Beast Stego, which can summon itself and add a Doodle Beast spell or trap card to your hand, and Doodle Beast which allows you to add a Doodle Beast monster from your deck to your hand. This makes Dino incredible. The Doodle Beast cards add so many dimensions, and today I'm going to be showing you exactly what I think of Dino's post Battles of Legends Crystal Revenge and how powerful the deck can be and what I'm using to be able to beat the top decks. But before I do, I just want to give a mad shout out to all of my Patreons. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are nothing less of phenomenal. I really do appreciate every single one of you guys, no matter how much you have pledged. But without further ado, I won't waste any more of your time. Let's talk about how Dinos can Rex the meta. I've been wanting to say that for a while. So through my testing with dinosaurs against some of the top Yu-Gi-Oh decks, one thing I found is that this deck is still an amazing going second deck. And for a player that is aspiring to play dinos, there are some blowout Yu-Gi-Oh cards that the meta just won't see coming that will absolutely secure you wins. One thing that I have learned as a dino player is ironically patience, allowing my opponent to build whatever board that they want to make and trusting my dinos to be able to break them. And just a real quick plug for the people that are wondering, this is my very own dino playmat. You guys can go ahead and go to TheCaliEffect.com and cop them before they are too late. I went ahead and ordered a few more of these on the side, and I don't have a lot left, so go ahead and pick them up before it's too late. The Big Daddy Dinos are going to consist of 2 copies of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, 1 copy of Dino Wrestler Pinkertops. This has been the winning formula for me, and though oftentimes I would love to play a 3rd Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, sometimes you just don't want it in your opening hand. Actually, a good amount of times you just don't want to have this card in your opening hand, and it's so accessible to get into, and Pinkertops is a god tier Yu-Gi-Oh card for this deck because it's so easy to summon as well. Now for the rest of the Big Daddy Dinos, I do only run 1 copy of Doodle Beast Tyranno and 1 copy of Doodle Beast Stego. I was playing multiple copies of both of these cards, and I don't think that they're bad. But when I actually tried to pull multiple copies on stream, I could only get 1 Stego, and unfortunately the stream didn't work out too well. So I apologize for that, guys. We'll try to have a makeup stream really soon for that. But overall, I love the Doodle Beast monsters is because they're both Earth dinosaur monsters that are level 4 and higher. That's actually going to come up really big for the deck build. And I decided against running big dinosaur monsters like Dalgarin the Mad Flame Kaiju because while it is a powerful card, in this particular situation or this format that we're in, I don't think it's that great. But that's it for the Big Daddy Dinos. Moving on into the little guys. Our best normal summon is Soul Eating Oviraptor. This is hands down the best monster in the deck. In my experience with this card, almost every single time you're going to add from deck to hand, and with this new particular build, you're going to be using its Obstruction effect to be able to destroy and summon a lot more. Keep in mind, if you ever come across dinosaur monsters on your opponent's side of the field, this monster can destroy those monsters. From there is 2 copies of Animadorned Archosaur. This card, oh my god, this card's amazing. Overall, I want to say that we play more babies, so this card is just really good. And speaking of such, let's move on to the babies. There is going to be 3 copies of Baby Ceratosaurus, and this time 2 copies of Petit Pteranodon. Now, I want to put a hard emphasis of Petit Pteranodon being able to summon Doodle Beast Stego or Doodle Beast Tyranno if you need to from your deck to your side of the field. But overall, more babies in this deck is a good thing. In my opinion, if we can get to playing all 3 Baby Ceratosaurus and all 3 Petit Pteranodon, we're in a really good spot because it does open up so much more combo potential for the deck. Now, moving on to the offshoot dinosaur monsters, of course, our boy. Oh, come on. It's been a long day without you, my friend. Really wish we could get Misk at anything more than 1, and I really wish we can get it at something better than Gold Rare. But this card is ultra important. It actually, like, it's a God Yu-Gi-Oh card strictly because it can protect us from so many things in this particular meta. I've used this card to stop just amazing Yu-Gi-Oh cards on the way to break my opponent's board. Giant Rex is such a good Yu-Gi-Oh card because it's Earth. I'm not even gonna cap. A lot of times I don't summon Giant Rex, but it's still such a really good Yu-Gi-Oh card, especially under Dimensional Shifter. And lastly, for the offshoot dinosaur monsters, I am running 2 copies of Scrap Raptor and 1 copy of Scrap Chimera. Though in this particular deck, these cards are going to be used a little bit differently than what have been used in other dinosaur decks. One thing that I do want to point out about this dinosaur deck is that we run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Earth monsters with inside of the main board. I think that that's phenomenal and actually does fit a particular ratio. Now, as you guys know, I am huge on ratios. I love being able to consistently use my card effects. If the ratio permits itself, this is the blowout card that I'm going to show you guys. The blowout card does require you to run a decent amount of Earth monsters. I think maybe 7 would be good enough, but ultimately True King Lethosagam, oh my god. This card wins Yu-Gi-Oh games. If you're ever forced to go first, just activate this card effect. I have banished so many of my opponent's most important cards because most tier limit players only play 1 Kit Kalos. Banishing that 1 Kit Kalos with the Ru Kalos and Kaleido Heart, oh my god, it's like free wins. Against Sprite, I can't banish all of their Sprite Elves, but banishing 1 of their 2 Sprite Elves and some of their other important cards completely limits them in the long game. And even in testing against decks like Fluundereeze, banishing cards like Zeus from their extra deck means that you know even if they wanted to get into their extra deck, they're not getting into it. And what's best about this card is that I'm not just shoving it into the Dino deck, it's actually just a side effect on how this Dino deck is built. So far, I haven't had any expensive cards inside of the main board. Unfortunately, that is to change, but fortunately, I got some budget options. Next, I do play 3 copies of Kashtira Fenrir. I think that this card is phenomenal for the dinosaur deck because it is an Earth monster that could be a target for Lethosagam. It also is a monster that I can freely summon to my side of the field that just so happens to not be a dinosaur monster for double evolution build. For budget options, guys, do not play Cyber Dragon. Triple Tactics Talents or Dark Ruler No More are still very good going second cards. I just think that the synergy with Kashtira Fenrir is really good here. But moving forward for our spell cards, there's 3 copies of Lost World. Don't fail me now. This is one of the best cards in the deck for me. Then there's 1 copy of Dragonic Diagram because we play 5 babies instead of 4 babies. I think it's actually really safe to be able to play this card, and because one of the babies can get us into a different combo line, it works out. Also, because we are playing more filled spells, we can get access to our more filled spells. Mystic Mine has always been really good for the dinosaur deck, terraforming to search the filled spell that you need, and then set rotation because giving these 2 cards, Lost World and Dragonic Diagram, in the correct situations against an opponent that's playing a top tier deck doesn't mean anything for them, and getting access to our Mystic Mine can help us break our opponent's board. Moving on to the other spell cards, 3 copies of Fossil Dig, cards phenomenal. 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity. Now, I know Pot of Prosperity did get a reprint, but still, if this card is still too expensive for you guys, cards like Small World, and then there's Pot of Extravagance, which isn't a bad card. To finish us up for this test build, I play 3 copies of Lightning Storm. I just felt that this was the better blowout card than evenly matched in Dark Ruler No More. 2 copies of Double Evolution Pill, and of course, the last card is Doodlebook. And that is it for the main board. I'm gonna blaze through this extra deck because it's kind of the same but different. The reason why I say this is because this extra deck is gonna be heavily focused on links and Exceeds as opposed to Synchro monsters. With that being said, 1 copy of Divine Arsenal AA Zeus because I play enough Exceed monsters. Baguska is ridiculous in testing against decks like Fluundereeze. 1 copy of Daggers to make our Ultimate Conductor Tyranno really big and go for game. 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Logia, 2 Dolka. Exciting is one of my favorite cards because you can use this effect, destroy all your opponent's cards, attack, and then make Zeus, and then wipe your opponent's board again when the time comes. And then for the links, Access Code Talker just got a reprint in Battles of Legends, Crystal's Revenge. Nightmare Unicorn, Pinastag, Scrap Wyvern, Nightmare Phoenix, Secure Gardener, Link Kribo, and Boral Load Savage Dragon. I rarely summon this card. So in this particular combo sequence, I'm going to show you guys how True King Lithosagam of the Disaster is just a completely awesome card, and why we play more copies of Petit Pteranodon, because this combo is literally a game changer. Just resolving True King of Lithosagam is over for the opponent, but the combo does go even further. But also, as a special thanks to my Patreon, I'll be uploading some test hands of the dinosaur deck. A lot of the combos, or the 2 combos that I'm going to show you, are 3 card combos, and maybe you want to see some other intricacies of the deck. So as a special thanks for helping me pay my editors, I'm going to be uploading some test hands. With this particular combo, we're going to start off by activating True King of Lithosagam. We're going to destroy 2 Earth monsters to be able to special summon it to the side of the field, and literally right there, the game can be over, because if we're playing against a deck like Tearlamenta Shizu, we'll just banish their Kick Kalos, their Ru Kalos, and their Kaleido Heart, or maybe another particular card, and they won't be able to fusion summon, so no more of that. From there, we'll trigger both the effects of Petit Pteranodon and our baby Ceratosaurus. Will special summon Soul Eating to our side of the field, and normally you'd be stuck to not getting a combo piece, being forced to summon Pankratops, but since the Doodle cards have came out, special summoning Doodle Beast Stego is actually a really good idea. We'll then trigger the effect of Soul Eating. That will allow us to add a Misk from our decks to our hand, and then we'll use the effect of Misk to make all of our dinosaur monsters unaffected by our opponent's card effects. From here, we'll then activate the effect of our Doodle Beast Stego to add our Doodle Book from our decks to our hand, and then discard it. And then we'll activate Misk effect. We'll banish 2 dinosaur monsters from our graveyard to be able to special summon another dinosaur monster and baby Ceratosaurus from our decks to our side of the field. Use the effect of Soul Eating to destroy the baby to special summon the baby, and then that'll trigger the baby Ceratosaurus to be able to special summon from deck. We'll special summon an Animadorn. There's going to be a lot of baby destruction going on. We'll destroy baby Ceratosaurus again to be able to add a double evolution pill. That will trigger the effect of baby Ceratosaurus to be able to special summon Scrap Raptor, and from here, I'll link off my Animadorned Archosaur into my Link Kribo. Now from here, I want to use my Doodle Beast Stego and my Scrap Raptor for another Link summon. We're going to link into Scrap Wyvern here. Then we're going to use the effect of Scrap Wyvern to summon Scrap Raptor, then destroy itself, which will trigger both effects of Scrap Raptor and Scrap Wyvern. One will allow us to add the Scrap Chimera from our decks to our hand, that's Scrap Raptor. The other will special summon another Scrap monster from our decks to our side of the field, then destroy a card on the field. Assuming we'll go first, we'll destroy the Scrap Wyvern. Loads and loads of cannibalism going on here, but with this deck, it's particularly fine. We'll use the effect of Scraptor to be able to destroy our True King Lithosagam to gain us an additional normal summon, and then we'll Exceed summon with both of our monsters into our Evil Sword Dolka. That's our first disruption. This double evolution pill should be in our hand, by the way. And since we gained the normal summon, we'll normal summon our Scrap Chimera. That'll be able to special summon Scrap Raptor from our graveyard to our side of the field. We'll use both of those for an Exceed summon. Now, if you do want to customize your extra deck, you can play other Exceed monsters, but I've been really successful with Abyss Dweller, so there's an Abyss Dweller right here, with protections from cards like Herald of Orange Light that can activate multiple times. So if my opponent has 2 Orange Lights and wants to give up 4 cards, well, I mean, I got the double disruption. And then I can follow up by activating my double evolution pill. I can banish Lithosagam from my graveyard, as well as a dinosaur monster like Doodle Beast Stego. We can special summon the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno to our side of the field. So our end board is actually looking really dangerous. Abyss Dweller prevents our opponent from activating card effects in the graveyard. Evil Sword Dolka is a double negate. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno can destroy a card on the field to flip all our opponent's monsters face down. And then even more importantly, this Link Kribo right here, this prevents our opponent from attacking into our Abyss Dweller or Evil Sword Dolka. I highly doubt they'll be able to attack over the big booty Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. But there's even more to this particular combo. Doodle Book is in our graveyard, so our opponent will definitely be stuck when we can banish it on our opponent's turn to be able to add our Doodle Beast monster like Tyranno from our decks to our hand. Let's go over a particular hypothetical. We've already used the effect of both our Evil Sword Dolka negates. We've exhausted the resources of an Abyss Dweller, and we've attacked our opponent decided to try to attack over our monster we used Link Kribo. We could use Ultimate Conductor Tyranno to destroy our Evil Swordolka to flip all of our opponent's monsters face down, and then we can also use Doodle Beast Tyranno to tribute off our Tyranno. They both have Tyranno in their name, to summon itself to destroy an additional monster. This is the capabilities that dinos have post Battles of Legends Crystal Revenge, and it's pretty incredible. And for my last combo that I want to show you guys, I'm going to start off with Soul Eating, Lost World, and a baby in hand, particularly Petite Pteranodon. We're going to end up on the exact same board, but I'm going to show you a different resolution. I'm going to go ahead and start off by activating Lost World, and then normal summoning Soul Eating, making my Soul Eating Chainlink 1, my Lost World Chainlink 2. That will put a token on my opponent's side of the field, but also allow me to add the Miscellaneous Ceres. I'll then further activate Miscellaneous Ceres, making all of my monsters immune. Then I will use Soul Eating to attempt to destroy the dinosaur monster on my opponent's side of the field, but I'll protect with Lost World. With that, I will destroy a baby Ceresaurus from my deck to be able to special summon an Animadorned Archosaur to my side of the field. And then I'll use Archosaur to destroy Petite Pteranodon to be able to add double evolution pill. Now that will trigger the effect of my Petite Pteranodon. Again, normally we would only be able to summon monsters like Pancratops, but Doodle Beast Stego is a perfect card to summon. We'll use the effect of Doodle Beast Stego to be able to add our from our decks to our hand and then discard it. And then we'll finish up by linking off the Animadorned Archosaur into our Linkable. From here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 dinosaur monsters in the graveyard. We will banish with Misc Effect. We'll be able to special summon a Scrap Raptor to our side of the field and then link off with the Stego and the Scrap Raptor into our Scrap Wyvern. Using the effect of our Scrap Wyvern, we'll summon Raptor, destroy Raptor, trigger the effects of both Raptor and our Wyvern. We will special summon another copy of Scrap Raptor to our side of the field, destroying the Lost World token, and then we will add a Scrap Chimera from our decks to our hand. We'll then finish up by using the effect of Scrap Raptor to destroy the Wyvern to be able to gain an additional normal summon, and then these two monsters will be used for an Exceed summon back into our Evil Swordolka. We'll finish up by normal summoning the Scrap Chimera to be able to special summon the Raptor, and then use both of these monsters for an Exceed summon. You guys have already seen this. It's the exact same board that can be done. This deck has so many 3-card combo situations to be able to do it, which is really incredible. I'll then activate Double Evolution Pill, banishing the Scrap Wyvern and the Doodle Beast Stego. We will then special summon Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. And this is actually crazy. The reason why I say that this is actually crazy, let's say we've already used the effect of Abyss Dweller, and we've used, I don't know, both effects of Evil Swordolka, and Ultimate Conductor Tyranno has already destroyed our board. Typically, we wouldn't have a comeback play unless we already had a starter in hand, but that actually changes with this particular deck. More often than not, our opponent's not going to be able to survive an onslaught of flipping all of their monsters face down, negating twice, and preventing their graveyard, as well as preventing them from attacking, but normally we can't follow up with lethal here until Doodle Beast Tyranno comes along. What we would do is use Doodle Beast Tyranno to be able to tribute off the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno to summon itself to the side of the field. A dinosaur monster was summoned, so yo, Lost World, Chain Link 2. What's so crazy about DB Ran is that it does not target, it just simply destroys on resolution. So as Chain Link 2, we'll special summon a token, and then resolving Chain Link 1, DB Tyran will attempt to destroy it, but we'll protect it. We can destroy a Petite Pteranodon to be able to special summon a Soul Eating, and oh my god, guys, this is crazy.
Let's get it, my dino brethren. We are playing on our opponent's turn. We are meta.
As you guys know, Soul Eating can add cards like Baby Ceresaurus from your deck to your hand, which you still got the baby action going on. It can also just go straight to the bread and butter and add an Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. It can add a Giant Rex for more link summoning or banishing capabilities, but there is one card that I've been messing around with that I really do like. One thing that I've noticed about this Dino deck is that it banishes a considerable amount of dinosaur monsters. Your opening turn, you can banish up to 5, at least 4 if you go full combo. So what I've been playtesting with is my super secret spice Yu-Gi-Oh card, Tyranno Infinity. Guys, hear me out. I just like this card. I don't know why. But being able to simplify the game and summon a 5,000 attack dinosaur monster is really fun. I'm not saying that this card is like a world beater or anything, but I can make this card even stronger if I tried. this card can just steal games. I might actually start playtesting it. And that is the exciting news that I have for my dino lovers. I think that Doodle Beasts are incredible, but I want to see what you think about Doodle Beast and what do you think about Battles of Legends Crystal Revenge down below in the comment section. I know I haven't said this a lot, but seriously guys, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. And if you aren't, don't let what happened at the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day.